To whom it may concern, on the 29th of June, 2023, I've become a victim of crime perpetrated by WA Police, as will be argued within this email and in conjunction with online video footage as evidence. I request a formal and thorough investigation to be undertaken by the Corruption and Crime Commission regarding the behaviour of Sergeant Callum Gordon Goodwin, et al. Potentially linked to the matter at hand, as it pertains to violations of WA Police Force Code of Conduct and or laws of the land. My heart's desire is threefold: 1. To be a voice for all Australians who've fallen prey to similar disgraceful actions committed by WA Police, 2. To see justice prevail, and 3. To do my part, as any proud Australian should, in upholding the honour and integrity of this great nation, as a beacon of righteousness, and a world leader in judicial excellence. The next 2 paragraphs furnish a succinct overview of what happened, then afterward I detail my arguments for alleging the misconduct of WA Police. Finally, I'll share URL links to uploaded evidence sent to me by police in the mail. On the aforementioned date, I stood preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ and the kingdom of God, as is commanded by the scriptures outside the State Library in Northbridge, until a man of similar age, 45 years old, came up to me and began to interfere, mock and harass me and the message I was preaching. I didn't want to engage with him, but he kept following me around and pressuring me to talk to him until I did. Even though twice I offered to give him a hug, stepping in with open arms partly to diffuse his irrational anger and partly to protect the state of my mental health by not subjecting myself to spirits of fear and or intimidation, he was first to make physical contact. And violent at that. Indeed, his manipulative psychological tactics succeeded in provoking me to anger, and I found myself fighting back, albeit for a few seconds. Fast forward to having Sergeant Goodwin arresting me under the guise of 1. Failing to comply with his request of providing my personal details, and 2. Behaving disorderly in public. I'll explain my reasoning and arguments regarding this claim further below. At the Perth Police Station, more than once and by various police officers, I was told that I was being summoned, thus signing the related form at their request. Yet, I was taken by 2 police officers into a closed room, told that I was to be strip-searched and forcefully if I objected, strip-searched, had my photo and fingerprints taken, then locked in a cell for quite a while until, after having inquired, realized that I had been lied to and I was now on bail. Thankfully, one kind and very brave female police officer, I imagine of Croatian origin going by the accent, confessed that it was indeed a schemed lie and suggested I file a complaint after my release. On the 20th of July, 2023, I appeared at the Magistrates' Court and pleaded not guilty to both charges. Now I'm to appear for a court trial on the 29th of November, 2023, at the Magistrates' Court. The following is a list of observations, reasonings, deductions and allegations in no specific order. 1. It was stark clear, even from the onset of my interaction with the sergeant, that he had no genuine interest in finding out what had truly happened, but rather predetermined will to arrest me. He was disrespectful, arrogantly dismissive, and hated the fact that I wasn't going to bow down to his authoritarian abuse. A. He was disrespectful in the way he approached me, calling me mate instead of sir when I'm his senior age-wise. 2. I'm not his familiar friend nor even an acquaintance. 3. It couldn't have been said in good faith, and that simply by virtue of the nature of the setting. 4. He was on duty and his conduct should have been impartial, impersonal, and professional. Using the term mate immediately set the stage between us to a personal one, and as such, my responses were of a man-to-man dynamic, and not of a citizen-to-officer one, especially as the conversation progressed and his condescending attitude became increasingly apparent. B. He was disrespectful in labeling something deemed not only precious, but also crucial by millions of Christians worldwide as Yahooing. The reasonable implication here is that he had already made up his mind, that being not in favor of my preaching, from way before when I was still on Murray Street. Him being told that I was found involved in a fight was clearly the opportunity he was hoping for. C. He was dismissive and oppressive. The fact that he says offensive things then quickly tacks on questions demanding answers is not only dismissive, manipulative, and oppressive, but strongly suggests that he's an expert at psychological abuse. I wasn't given the chance to explain what happened or defend myself, but instead the sergeant used his uniform as a vehicle to exert unlawful dominance. Him mentioning that I was seen on cameras fighting suggests, at least moderately, that he watched the footage firsthand, even if partly. In such a case, he couldn't have reasonably suspected I was at fault, for the footage testifies against such a conclusion, and therefore, he had no basis for arresting me. I fought back to defend my mental state and my honor as a man, and that after having been provoked for a long time. Some things cannot be presented distinctly or quantitatively, such as the thoughts and intents of someone's heart, but anyone with a bit of emotional intelligence can see how the sergeant's tone, speech and behavior implicates him. For example, asking for my name repeatedly, speaking over me and not giving me a chance to explain myself or respond coherently, almost like he was following a premeditated script, tells me that he was seeking legal ground for my arrest. When I responded, "Arrest me," it was an implicit paraphrase of, "I'm not submitting to your blackmail." He called me silly twice, which again, wasn't only disrespectful, but also indicative of how he related to the incident at hand, neither professionally nor impersonally. 2. Perth Police Station plotted a lie against me, and that is a serious crime of corruption. My leg was pulled, and that in a progressive manner. I was deceitfully made to sign documents, strip-searched, had one officer derogatorily call me a Muslim, and locked up in a cell unlawfully. 3. A few minutes after my arrest, the police asked if I wanted to call anyone. I told them I didn't use a phone, but I needed them to inform my elderly uncle, 83 years old today, who was going to be waiting for me at 12:30 p.m. outside the museum in Northbridge, about what had happened, so he doesn't worry and so he could find his own way back home. The police assured me that they'd take care of it, and I naively believed them. Of course, that didn't happen. Shouldn't police, of all professions, be concerned and in service to assist vulnerable members of community, such as the elderly? Where is basic human decency? 4. I'm not a lawyer, nor do I claim to be well versed in matters of law, but I doubt it is a standard procedure to strip search all arrested persons, especially when they are summoned. If indeed I am correct in my misgiving and it is more to do with the officer in charge's discretion, then me having been strip-searched was unnecessarily humiliating and exceedingly unreasonable because A. I had already been well searched twice prior to that, first before entering the police car, and second in the garage of the police station. B. I wasn't in any way violent or resistive, spoke with respect and in more than one occasion inquired about the legality of the procedures and actions being taken. Below are the URL links to all evidence provided to me by police. 1. CCTV cameras showcasing the fight. 2. POV camera of 1st Police. 3. POV camera of 2nd Police. 4. POV camera of 3rd Police. 5. Signed police statements. I'm greatly ambitious and trust that the CCC will take necessary action and do what is right by the people of Australia. Kind regards, Samir Boulos.